Okay, that is Billy Nelson. And Billy Nelson claims that, AJ doesn't want the Bakole fight from his fighter. And if they wanted it, they would have said something already and let me counterpunch. Clout. Clout. This is clout chasing 101. We've seen this before from Billy Nelson. And, we've heard Martin Bakole enough over the last 3 years. I think that, if anything, we still have to know what type of fighter Martin Bakole really is. Like, he's not in the clear. You know what I'm saying? That fight that he had with Efe Ajagba, I'm not sure now that he could even beat someone like AJ. I'm just going to be real with you. Because there's no guarantee that he's going to have enough discipline to come in like he's supposed to be fit enough to take on someone like AJ. He would want AJ, unless AJ was crazy enough to fight the way he wants him to fight, then maybe he may have a chance because, Martin Bakole wants you to stand right in front of him so he can knock your brains in. That's not how you fight Martin Bakole if you're smart. You know what I mean? Jared Anderson, right? You fight him, you box him. You box the fighter and you fight the boxer, right? And Martin Bakole is no doubt a fighter, but he's an overweight person that happens to be a fighter that has a problem with obesity. Okay, so when we hear Billy Nelson, talk that junk, that crap, when we hear him talk that stuff, like, oh, he doesn't want it. Well, here's the deal. How do we know that your fighter will even be worthy enough of a challenge for AJ? And one thing we know about AJ is not going to gas out unless he's 300 pounds. You know what I mean? He knows how to come in shape. He knows how to box and move. He's the modern day, in my opinion, the modern day Vladimir Klitschko. You know what I'm saying? Just, without the, the rain, right? But his style, his mentality, his desire to train and come in shape, at least, is there. We can't say that about Martin Bakole. And hell, for all we know, we've seen what Joseph Parker did with Martin Bakole. And if I had to guess, I would say AJ hits a lot harder than Joseph Parker. Even with the added weight of Joseph Parker, I think AJ hits a lot harder. You know what I mean? So if Joseph Parker can send this boy flying and falling like a tree, timber to the canvas like he did in February, what you think AJ's going to do if he catches him while he's trying to walk down AJ? AJ's going to haul off a scud right hand and catch him to the temple and put this boy on Queer Street just like Joseph Parker did. You know what I mean? I'm not really fazed about anyone that's not been proven. You know what I mean? And one thing I'm really getting tired of, right? That's why you've seen a decrease in Martin Bakole videos from this channel, is because of what he did with Efe Ajagba. You know what I mean? And how he was and the shape he was with Joseph Parker. You know what I mean? We've heard a lot of talk, but we haven't heard a lot of action. You know what I mean? We haven't seen the results. We haven't seen Martin Bakole look like something. We've seen him look like a person that got paid well 2 times to fight. And we're seeing how disinterested or how unhungry he is. You know what I'm saying? I think Martin Bakole is comfortable. And for me, people, he has one more time for me. One more. Because if he gets paid and he's on another turkey show and he shows up the same way, damn near 300 pounds, 285, 299, 315, 325, if he comes in like that again and he gets beat or knocked out or having a piss poor performance, there won't be any reason to talk up Martin Bakole, because we won't and we cannot take him seriously because he don't take himself seriously. That's my counterpunch. You guys tell me what you think of Billy Nelson claiming that Team AJ doesn't want to fight Martin Bakole. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunch. Peace.